Change, change, change. 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 Change, change, change of food. For 5 long years, I thought you were my man. But I found out I'm just a link in your chain. Oh, you got me where you want me. I ain't nothing but your fool. You treat me mean. Oh, you treat me cruel. Change, change, change. Change, change, change. Chain of food. Every chain has got a weak link. I might be weak, child, but I'll be the strength. Oh, you told me to leave you alone. My father said, come on home. My doctor said, take it easy. Oh, but your loving is much too strong. I'm headed to you. Change, change, change. 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 Your chain of food. Oh, one of these mornings, the chain is gonna break. But up until then, yeah, I'm gonna take all I can take. Oh, yeah. Change, change, change. 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 Chain of food.
Got a lot of fools around here today.
Change, 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 change. Oh, change, change, change.
We have a lot of fools in this city tonight. A lot of them. And it is about time that they get what they deserve. Now, for all the people that are going to get the hate mail, making fun of the poor guy, how are we going to do that? We got to be more compassionate. You got compassion for me 6 months ago when he rolled over a car and he was going the wrong way on a highway. You could have got compassion from me then when I said, yes, this man needs help. And I would have been there to support. But no. What does our city leadership do in good old Meriden style? No. He's fine. He's not going to drive a car for 3 years, but he doesn't drive anyways, a city car. He drives his own. So had no effect on his life. This council, led by Sonia Jelks, gave him a pass. And again, every counselor did. I'm not getting any counselor off the hook tonight. If you are an elected official in this city tonight, you do not deserve a vote on November 7th. You have shown how irresponsible you were then. You're showing how irresponsible you are still today. And because he is leaving does not get you off the hook. And if you think that putting Chief Rosado in as acting city manager is going to change anything, you're out of your mind. But I know we have a lot of new people here tonight who probably have no idea what we're talking about, but are here to get educated tonight. And educated you shall be. Enlightened you shall be on how this city really operates. And the lengths they will go to try to protect themselves. And we'll get into all of that tonight. But for those of you who are new to the show, I am Joe Vollano. I am your host and your guiding light. I predicted this months ago, and it has now come true once again. Like I said, I don't like being right all the time. I know people sit there and say you're so high on yourself. Why? Because I'm right. I predicted this 6 months ago. We would be right back here having this same conversation. And yet, here we are. But the only difference between then and now is now city leaders are up for election in 5 days. So now they're freaked the frig out. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? We all supported this guy. And now we look like a bunch of idiots. You look like a bunch of fools. And you're a chain of fools. And he was your weak link. And he, in fact, I tell you what, I'm going to take this. This was his outfit yesterday for Halloween. How fitting. It fits perfectly. Because he is a clown. He acted like a clown. And in good clown measure, he's going to go out like a clown. Now, there are conflicting reports tonight that our city manager has resigned, as he should have. He should have 6 months ago. And as of right now, the city leadership has put out a statement. I'm going to throw it up here on the screen for you. Actually, before we even get to that, remember, this show only works best when you are involved in it. So if you want to call in, 203-805-2520. If you want to defend him, I am all ears on that one. Or if you just want to speak your piece, go for it, 203-805-2520. If you want to email us, straighttalkjv@gmail.com. And of course, if you are on any of the social medias, by all means, the comment boards are open. It's a free-for-all. As it should be. As it should be. This is a long time coming. And we shouldn't even be here tonight talking about this. Because he should have been gone 6 months ago. And I am excited about this. Hey, listen, I know it's a misfortune for him, but listen, this is the best thing to happen for the city at large right now. I think the only thing bigger than this right now is if we really cleared house on November 7th, on Tuesday, and we got all elected officials out. And I'm talking about every single one of them. If they are an incumbent, you should not be voting for them. Plain and simple. It's that easy. Because those in leadership positions right now, whether Democrat or Republican, they are to blame for this. They are to blame. You know, they had a question on the debate, the perception of Meriden. How do you feel about the perception of Meriden? And Sonia jokes around and said, well, it's the people talking negative about Meriden. No, it's people like her that allow shit like this to happen. This is why Meriden has a bad rap. Right here, what we're witnessing today, what we witnessed 6 months ago, what we witnessed a year and a half ago with bullshit resolutions. That is why we are sitting here today, and this is why Meriden has a bad rap. It's not about any of us out here speaking the truth. We're trying to get everybody informed of what the hell is really going on here. And as I can see by how many people are joining us tonight, you want to be informed. You finally are waking up to say, hey, guys, what is going on here? People are seeing the news reports come out. They're seeing the posts. They're like, what happened? Well, let's start from the beginning. Let's start from the beginning. Before we even get into the letter, let's just go through the beginning. If anyone doesn't know, 6 months ago, our fearless city manager, our fearless leader, who is the head of the city, our CEO, was piss drunk going the wrong way on Route 2. Got off an on-ramp, flipped his car over, and was arrested for a DUI. Now, again, this is the man who represents Meriden and is the leader. He controls everything. Most people don't realize the mayor has no control in the city. Our city council makes the decisions, and they appoint a city manager to run our city. So this man that we have entrusted to run our city and to represent us 6 months ago flipped his car going the wrong way on the highway. And what did our city councilor do? Our city council do? Turned a blind eye to it, swept it under the rug, nothing to see here. It was during his off time. But now, all of a sudden, because it's election time, they put out this letter. I'm not going to put it up on the screen. I'm going to read mine. City leadership and the city council are aware of a police incident involving the city manager and are currently gathering permanent information for its special meeting, which has been scheduled for Monday, November 6th at 5:30, virtual and in person in council chambers. Under the council meetings on Monday, Meriden Police Chief Roberto Rosado will serve as acting city manager. Now, again, for those of you who don't, again, and we'll get into all this on why Chief Rosado was chosen instead of anybody else, which again, I'm perfectly fine with. Chief Rosado, I think, is a stand-up guy. I think, in fact, if I was him, the first thing I would do is come on and get rid of the CRB. If I was him, that's what I would do. Just to kind of stick a knife in there and just like kind of twist it a little bit. Oh, I'd totally go all over it. So, what led up to us being here tonight? That's the backstory. He gets a DUI. He can't drive a city car for 3 years, which, like I said, he doesn't drive one anyways. So, the other night, it was yesterday morning, 1:43 in the morning. Now, mind this is 1:43 in the morning. 1:44, I'm sorry. The police get a call to do a well, first it came in as a disturbance call. And the disturbance was, per the police report right here, this is the official city police department report here. At 1:40, I want to make sure I get my times right here. At 1:47, units responded and arrived. The complaint was on the first floor in the hallway near Unit 1N, states male party is kicking on the floor, unknown situation. He's a white male, beige coat, and blue jeans. Caller will be waiting by the door to let officer in. So that's what the call came in as. It came in as a disturbance call. And then it was changed to a welfare check. And at 2:52 in the morning, this is what the final remarks were. The party was located. Now, this is the city manager. The party means the city manager. Our dear, fearless leader, the city manager, was located in the common hallway of the building. He was laying on the floor, and he fell asleep. He was woken up. He could not find his keys. He stated the keys were in his center console. Let's stop there for a second. This is a man who just had a DUI 6 months ago, flipped his car over on Route 2, okay? Going the wrong way on the highway. This man is now kicking and screaming in the hallway. So much that one of the neighbors called the police. And by the time the police got there, he was fast asleep in the hallway. Drunk. Now, again, he had a DUI 6 months ago. The car he was driving, and this needs to be investigated because this is serious here. Beyond Meriden. This is jail time that he should be looking at. He should not be driving, first of all, drunk, obviously. But if he got on a DUI 6 months ago, within 4 months, he has to have a breathalyzer in his car. So, was he driving a car with no breathalyzer? Or was the breathalyzer in the car and something else happened? These are some serious questions that need to be answered. Because if he was found to be driving a car without a breathalyzer on it, that goes against his requirements of his DUI, and therefore should immediately be arrested and put in jail. So that is a huge question. Now, I get it, and I get that he couldn't be arrested for a DUI because he wasn't physically in his car, and they didn't see it. But with all these clues here, he could not find his keys. He stated the keys were in his center console. Officers were able to locate his car keys and his cell phone on the roof of the vehicle. Yet the apartment keys were nowhere to be found. He was evaluated by medical personnel. He knew his own name, the year, his birthday, the president, and general questions. So, listen, he knew what he was talking about when he said that his keys were in the center console. He knew. He knew he'd been driving. But out of a technicality, they can't do anything about that because he wasn't technically driving when they got there. Another resident provided officers with a master key, and entry was made into his apartment. Tim Kuhn, obviously, he refused medical care and was allowed back in his apartment, and nothing further. So again, this is a man who we knew has a drinking problem. And this city council did him no service in not getting him the help he needs. And obviously the one thing that he was supposed to do, he figured he's above all that. I'm Tim Kuhn. I'm the city manager. I'm untouchable because this city council's got my back. And normally, he'd be correct. But he forgot one very important thing. There's an election in 5 days. There's an election in 5 days, and the city council cannot be having this come back and bite him in the ass. Now, listen, if it wasn't for people like myself putting this stuff out there, I guarantee you nobody would have heard anything about this. This would have been covered up. It would have been swept under the rug until after the election. But it is amazing that all of a sudden I file an FOI request today because I want to see the body cameras. I want to see the police body footage. I want to see it. So I requested it today. I requested it from that officer, the responding officer, and any other officer that showed up on scene. I want to see every body camera. I want to see every angle. Because the people have a right to know on what their city council put them in. And again, the city council has put us in this predicament. No one else. And if they think they're going to get off scot-free, well, that's up to each and every one of you out there. They let Tim Kuhn off scot-free. And look what happened. Are you ready to let these people off scot-free? We'll figure that out on Tuesday. I don't think you guys are. At least I hope and pray you are not. Because, again, they're trying to throw shade and they're trying to do damage control. Now, why did they choose Chief Rosado? Normally they would go to their go-to. Everyone knows who their go-to is. Every time something happens, their go-to is Chief Morgan of the fire department because he will do whatever they ask. But they can't do that this time. They can't do that this time. And why is that? Again, I'm here to give you guys the backstory of everything, the inside scoop. How these people think. I know how these people think. Trust me, I wish I didn't. I've been in this game way too long to sit there and deal with their nonsense. Like I said, I've been involved in New Haven politics. You want to talk about nasty politics. But they're going with Chief Rosado because they know that's the one person, myself and any other person cannot come on here and bash them about. And they want to make it seem, because there's an election coming out. I'm really shocked that, that's what's going to happen. So they figure Chief Rosado is their safe bet. And partially they're correct, because it's not someone I'm going to bash. I have nothing but the highest respect for Chief Rosado. In fact, I met with Chief Rosado this afternoon. And I'm interested to see what he's going to do and how he's going to put this all back together. But the city council, again, is going to have a meeting on Monday so they could discuss what they're going to do with Tim Kuhn. Now, again, there's been conflicting stories. If Tim Kuhn has already resigned, there's no need for a meeting on Monday. Happens to be a day before the election. Because they want to make sure, the city council wants to make sure that they get the last word in here to say, look what we're doing. We're acting. We're taking charge here. Look what we're doing. We're so great at what we do. Make sure you come vote for us tomorrow. Make sure you come vote for us tomorrow. That's all that is for Monday night. Because they're not going to get all their information. Listen, they got all their information today and yesterday when Tim Coons went to work and decided what was going to happen. They knew everything. They knew everything on what happened. They didn't need a couple of days to figure this stuff out. It's pretty straightforward. He got shit-faced drunk, fell asleep on, kicking and screaming in the hallway, fell asleep. Police woke him up, then they put him back in his apartment. After they retrieved his stuff from his car. What more do you need? So the fact that the city council is going to wait till Monday to do nothing other than, again, pat themselves on the back and sit there and tell you how much they care. We care. We're here for you. We're the greatest here. If it wasn't for us, things would be running wild. They are running wild. It is absolute craziness. But the question is, again, do we let them get away from it, away with it? And here's a little caveat, though. If you do, will I be playing that song, that opening song today, for you? Will I be playing it for all the people that decided to reelect these people? Because you would be the only chain of fools that fell for their nonsense. Like I said, and like my parents always told me, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. You're not fooling this one. I'll tell you that right now. I knew this game 6 months ago. I knew how this story was going to end. I knew how this was going to end. I predicted it. And here we are. Here we are. But I'll be the one they call the bad guy. I'll be the one to say, you're just trying to start trouble. No. I'm trying to fix this city. I'm trying to fix this city that is, what's the right word I'm looking for? Infested in corruption. It's infested with this circle of power, this good old boys network, this spider, this web of just these people that are just disgusting, and it's morphed into what we're getting today. It's just nasty. And I just wonder, I just stand back and I watch this all happen, and I'm sitting there just wondering, how did we get here? And I'm glad that people are finally paying attention today. It's never too late. I understand we all have busy lives. Trust me, I do. I have a very busy life. But this is our home. This is our home. And we're letting people destroy it voluntarily. We're voluntarily letting this city go to hell in a handbasket because we won't take a couple minutes to inform ourselves on what the hell is going on. And this is how city leadership allow people like our city manager, Tim Kuhn, to get into situations like this. It's his, and let me be perfectly clear. At the end of the day, this is Tim Kuhn's fault. And for all the people that have come fucking trying to blast me, first of all, you know I don't care. So save your breath. Save your fingers on typing. You know I don't care. Tim Kuhn did this to himself. But our city council and our mayor and the rest of them were all co-conspirators in it by letting him continue on as if nothing happened. So why wouldn't you think that Tim Kuhn felt that he could do no wrong? Why do you think Tim Kuhn felt that he could just turn around and continue on as business as usual? I don't need to stop drinking. I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. Now, someone mentioned that his address. Listen, he's been our city manager now for what, 5 years, 6 years? So he's gotten a new license since then. But his address is still a Glastonbury address. Which is interesting because the city states that he should be living here. Now, granted, he has an apartment which he pays like next to nothing for. I believe it's owned by our former police chief. Or his wife, one or the other. When is enough enough? That's all I'm going to ask. To each and every one of you out there watching. When is enough enough? When are we going to be done allowing our leadership in the city to play games like this? Again, and the question was asked during the debate. Why do you think Meriden has a bad reputation? It's because of this. It's because of things like this. What are we telling businesses? What are we telling maybe prospective residents? What are we telling them? When we, good word, enable city employees to act in this manner. He should have been fired 6 months ago. And I blame everyone on the city council because remember, this whole city council, no matter what party, every city council member gave this guy a raise and an extension on the contract. He got an extension on his contract after what he did 6 months ago. And this is how Tim Kuhn repays those that went to bat for him. That's how he repaid you. By making you all look like a bunch of idiots. And now you're trying to do damage control. Where's our state savior, Quinn? Oh, I can't wait to see how Quinn's going to play this one. Because if anyone doesn't know, Mike Quinn, our state rep, of course, is defending Tim Kuhn as his attorney in his DUI. I would love to see how this is going to play out with the state's attorney's office, which is why I say Tim Kuhn has bigger problems right now than what I'm saying or for losing his job. He's got much bigger problems. Because obviously he was out somewhere drinking. The question is where? How did he get there? How did he get home? If the keys are in his car or on his car, and he says that they were in his car, which means he knows he was driving because he was, like the police report said, he was coherent when they woke him up. He knew his name. He knew everything. So he was well enough to know where he was going. So he knew well enough there. He's got much bigger problems. Because right now he's trying to avoid jail time. And honestly, I'm not going to feel bad at all if he does go to jail. All right, first of all, one of my biggest things, anyways, is drunk drivers. I can't stand them. Again, this is coming from someone who's never had a drink in his life. I never got the point of it, to be completely honest. Listen, but to each their own. To each their own. I'm not going to sit there and criticize someone for having a drink, but if you're driving and you can't even get up your stairs, yeah, I would say that's a problem. I would say that's a big problem. So the question is, what does the city council do now? Obviously, they're going to have to pick a new city manager. I like the fact, again, they were smart. They were smart by picking Chief Rosado, even though Jelks has a conflict of interest anyways with Morgan. So I think that played into it also. Yeah, I agree. Drunk drivers are all potential killers on the road. Well, this was after Halloween. He was driving on Halloween, I guess. But they are all potential killers on the road. So, like I said, the city council will only do what the city council has to do. The city council doesn't want to do anything. Let's just be completely honest. And let me tell you how this is all going to play out. Because, again, I'm going to take out my crystal ball again. You know, I did it. Like I said, I had it 6 months ago. Let me go shine this thing up, and we'll do it again. So this is how this is going to play out. On Monday, you're going to hear every city councilor sit there and say, we are going to take this very seriously. We care so much about what is going on here. And he has let us down. Sonia Jelks is going to be like, he let us down, and we can't tolerate this kind of behavior. And I'm telling you, we're going to investigate this, and we're not going to let we're going to come up together as a complete council, unified in making a decision on what to do with them. That's going to be hers. And I got to predict that the Republican side is going to say, well, I can't believe this has happened. I can't believe he put us in this position again. And I agree with Sonia that we're going to have to work together to figure out how to do this. And we're going to come united as a city council, and we're going to put it out, and we're going to fix this, and we're going to decide which right direction we're going to go in. And then the mayor is going to say, well, I'm really disappointed. I'm highly disappointed. And I don't know. Something needs to be done here. We're going to talk about it. We're going to follow the facts. We're going to let the facts lead us. And that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to take their side. I'm not going to take our side. I'm in the middle. I'm unaffiliated, which we all know is bullshit. But that's what we're going to do. And I look forward to some good conversations on how we move this city forward together. That's how those conversations are going to go. And they're all going to sit there and say how much they're dedicated to this city and how we're going to move forward together for the betterment of Meriden. That's going to be the hurrah speech on Monday night. And then Tuesday's going to arrive. And Tuesday's going to arrive. And this is going to go one or two ways. Either one is going to be business as usual. Everyone's going to get reelected. And they're going to move on to business as usual. Or they're going to or the people, all of you out there, are going to turn around and say, fuck you. Or all of you are going to give them all a big F you and throw them all out of office the way they should be. There is not a single incumbent you should be voting for. So let me tell you how it's going to go 2 weeks from now. Well, technically 3 weeks from now. If they are all still in power, they're going to say nothing. They're eventually, maybe about a month from now, they're eventually going to turn around and say, well, the evidence has come in. Let me do that this way. Sonia Jelks is going to say, we studied this very hard, and we looked at all the facts, and we determined that he was off duty. There was no incidents. He didn't hurt anybody. This and that. And we are still have complete confidence in our city manager that, he's going through his treatment plans, and, relapses are going to happen. These are tough things to come over because it's a disease. And we're here to help him. We're here to help him get through it. This is if she's reelected. Republicans are going to be like, well, sir, yes, we went through all the details, and nothing really happened here that the city should be getting involved in, and we don't want to deal with lawsuits, and this is possibly that it's a tricky area where we need to really be careful on how we go. And so therefore we've decided as a city council to just, give him the support he needs and to help him get the help. And then the mayor is going to be like, well, We really did look at it, and I think for the betterment of Meriden, I think we need to move past this, and we just need to put this behind us. Luckily that nothing really happened here, and it was just between him and his neighbors, and he really did nothing wrong, so we really can't terminate him for that, and so we just need to be careful, and how we approach this. But he's been talked to, and like Kevin's gonna be like, and we gave him a nice talking to, and he's gonna behave himself moving forward now because Kevin's old enough to let everybody know. But and then the Democrats, all the Democrats are going to be like, we need to give him a third chance. He is the best. He represents us. I tell you what, though, at least now I know why our dispatch center is so fucked. At least now I know why our dispatch center cannot get anyone hired in there. I find it very interesting on why our fire department budget is $1 million over on overtime. I wonder why we're all these things, that our Harper money isn't being given out to businesses on time. At least now we understand why all this stuff is not happening. Because, listen, this happened at 1:47 in the morning on a Tuesday. How many times does this guy come into City Hall absolutely shit-faced? How many times? How many times has he walked into city office hungover? Remember, when he flipped over his car, it was during the week. I believe it was a Tuesday or Thursday. This guy's getting hammered during the week and coming to work the next day. Are you kidding me? How many times has he done this over the years? And we wonder why nothing's getting done in the city. He's probably sleeping on his desk or under it. Absolutely mind-blowing. Oh, I miss Guy. You miss Guy. Oh my God, I miss Guy on a daily basis. Can we bring him back? I tell you what, I'll make a deal right now. I will make a deal right now. You bring Guy back, I will say not 2 words about anything. If you go to city council, if the councilors come into city council on Monday and say, we're going to get rid of him and we're going to bring Guy back, I swear to God, I will sit there and praise every Democrat and every Republican to the moon. To the moon. Bring me Guy back. We need our savior. And Guy was our savior. I will do anything. I will pay Guy anything to come back. If Guy called in and said, do you know what? You need to pay me $180,000 to $200,000 a year. I'd be like, pay the man. Pay the man his money. Pay the man his money. Oh, in a second. To get things back the way they used to be under Guy Scaife. But I know it's wishful thinking. I know it's not going to happen. So instead, we have these idiots. And remember, Tuesday's coming up. How this story plays out depends on how you vote on Tuesday. Every person should watch this show tonight. You should be sharing this everywhere. Because most people, sadly, still do not know what is going on. So let's do this. Because like I said, the future of our city depends on how this turns out on Tuesday. And we weren't even supposed to do a show tonight. Our show's not till Sunday. But there is no way this was going unchecked tonight. Because we know what they're up to. And if you let politicians have an inch, they're not taking a yard, they're taking a mile. And they're just hoping that there are more uninformed people than informed people coming at them. But this is what we do here. This is why this show exists. Because somebody has to keep these son of a bitches in check. And not just them, everywhere in the city. The Board of Ed, everywhere. We keep them in check. That's why they hate us. That's why they don't want to hear from us. That's why they won't come on here. You know, Crystal Blake came at me a week ago at the debate. And again, let me preference this by saying I screwed up. Because I don't mind admitting when I'm wrong. When I'm wrong, I admit it. I'm not above that. And I said I offered everyone to come on the show. And apparently I missed Crystal Blake. And she let me hear about it. She reminded me that I did. But of course, I asked her, okay, well, since I have you here, are you going to come on the show? And she's like, never. I'll never come on your show. I go, why's that? She goes, because you'll eat me apart. You'll rip me apart. Now, I've never ripped any Democrat apart here. Now, first of all, thank you, Crystal Blake, for actually watching the show. I appreciate it. Whether you watch one show or every show, I appreciate it. Listen, I know that all the city council watches this show, and I know that the city council shares the show. Because they want to know what's going, because they want to know where we're coming from. It's also opposition research. Because we tell them what we're doing. See, they don't. They like to hide it. And I need to go in there and sniff it out. But transparency is the most important part of having a good government. And I got to tell you, our city government is the most non-transparent I've ever seen. And that's including New Haven. They're worse than New Haven. Because the problem we have here in Meriden is that some Republicans are just as bad as the Democrats. Which is why, if you sit on this show, listen, I'm a conservative. I put it right out there. I'm a conservative. And I'm a Republican. But I don't tolerate some Republicans. And I'm very vocal about it on this show. So much so that it's caused a lot of rifts. But to me, it's not about party. It never has been about party. It's about what's best for this city and the residents that live in it. Now, how much the city residents decide that they want to know something or they want to get involved in something, they could come here and listen. They could come here and engage. I'll put it up there again. It's about engagement. It's about sitting there and having discussions on hard topics that most politicians try to stay away from. In order to move a city forward, you need transparency, you need accountability, and you got to have a willingness to talk, which is why, again, I have Democrats on this show. And I love it when they come on because it gives me an opportunity to have discussion with people that, listen, that are going to have a different view than I do. They're going to have a different view than you do. But we can have legitimate, honest, respectful discussions. And we do that here. Joe Scaramuzo was here. For 2 hours, we had a discussion. Oh, we got a call here. Hold on, let's see. Can you hear me? Oh, hold on a second. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Colleen, how are you tonight?
I'm fine. I'm glad you've been covering this.
Now, hold on for 1 second. So anyone who does not know who Colleen Sear is, she is
crazy liberal.
She is my freaking hero.
Uh-huh.
Now, again, this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about, where we have people from different perspectives. And again, we have totally different political views, but we all...
Yes, absolutely. Agree to disagree, I should say.
But at the end of the day, I think both of us care more about this city and the people of it and watching this holding this government accountable than we care about party politics.
Well, yeah, because we live here. I mean, if you live here, and I grew up here, you care about it. We had to go through this stuff with the tax assessor, and the current city manager, although luckily Chief Rosado's filling in right now, the city manager is poised, Timothy Kuhn, to appoint a new tax assessor, as well as for the last 6 months, the Meriden Housing Authority, which has been deemed by HUD to be in troubled status, apparently related to some kind of mismanagement with the Section 8 program. It's the city manager who makes that appointment. So, I mean, I hope they fire him Monday. I really do.
Listen, again, at the end of the day, it is all going to depend on how this turns out on Tuesday. Because if people give the city council a pass, they're going to give the city manager a pass. Let's be honest with each other. That's exactly what's
but people don't pay that much attention. Like, you have to realize, like, you're a policy wonk, I'm a policy wonk. People don't pay that much attention. I mean, I'm just hoping the city council does the right thing on Monday, given the responsibility that the city manager has running the city. And I mean, personally, I thought he was a nice guy, all that, but I think he has too many personal problems that, like, frankly, interfere with his, he's got to appoint the new tax assessor, and we looking in hindsight, we have to, if he had those kinds of issues going on, that he didn't have the gumption to fire when he should have. Oh.
Yeah, listen, again, but, look where the first assessor came from. So, this is where I had an issue with Tim Kuhn to begin with. Look where the first tax assessor came from. It came from Stanford, came from his, one of his golfing buddies' wives. They already knew there were problems with her before she even got here. And that's been well documented, where, HR had a huge concern about her coming here. And yet
and we know that because of the dirty laundry emails.
Yeah, absolutely.
And quite frankly, I think that we owe them a favor for going to the Office of Policy and Management through the state. I think it was their complaint that triggered an audit and finally put the city manager in the position where he had to fire her. But I just hope the council does the right thing on Monday and they fire him.
Are you under the perception that the city manager fired her because he had to?
Yes.
Or do you believe that the city council?
Yes, I believe the handwriting was on the wall because the Dirty Laundry Facebook page had already put out enough emails that.
So really, what you mean to say
from HR?
So what you
from
really,
HR? Well, she had been put on notice. So in the professional world, it's like you get what, 2 orals, 1 written. She already had.
Come on, Colleen.
No, she already had that written. They told her, we have had so many complaints about you. You might want to look for another job. And that was quite a while ago.
Of course it was. But guess what was coming up? And guess what people were complaining about online? And guess what people were watching on Dirty Laundry? And again, I give major props to them over at Dirty Laundry. I talk to them regularly. I think they do a tremendous job at bringing this stuff to the forefront. But let's not pretend that the only reason that she got fired for any other reason other than it's an election year and that the people out there were extremely pissed off with her about the revaluations and her attitude towards it. That is the only
she certainly
reason.
had enough lawsuits against her, but I think it had to do with OPM doing audits.
Well, listen, they knew all that. Nothing that OBM put out was any different than they already didn't know. The only thing that's different is that their feet were to the fire and the people were out there with pitchforks getting ready to come after them. That's the only reason why she was fired. Other than that, they'd be still just twisting this thing in circles and circles because, like you said, a majority of the people just don't care. They don't have time for it. But when it comes
because they're working, they have kids.
But what was
it's not the way we're lucky if people vote, period.
But what was the one thing that people do care about? It's their pocketbook. So when you see your house go up in value of 30, 40, 50, your commercial buildings going up 100 to 200%, yeah, you're going to take notice. And a lot of people that normally don't follow politics, we're following it then. It's almost like when the referendum came out and people were like, what the hell is going on here? And it took 1 to 2 people to start coming out and then it picked up steam. That's what happened with the city, with the tax assessor. And they had no choice. The council had no choice but to tell Tim Kuhn, enough is enough. She's got to go. Or this
unfortunately, that wasn't done in public, was it?
Of course not. They're not going to say that in public. Now, of course, but like you said, but if you look at what they're saying on the campaign trail, oh, well, we took action. We took action. It's like you should have taken action 2 years ago when we brought this to your attention. I mean, I brought it to the attention of the ethics board, and they turned around and told me, well, you need 3 people.
Yeah, but you know what? I think you made a mistake there with you gave up after you found out that citizens have to have 4 other people sign on.
Well,
I think Dirty Laundry did the right thing by going to OPM.
Well,
I mean, sometimes you have to go above. I mean, quite frankly, the ethics board in Meriden is I mean, you have to go over their heads. You know what I mean? Like if it's a hard issue, talk with HUD. And with the tax assessor, it was their state statute, and people were saying online like she's not following the law.
So
I personally credit not that I didn't think your efforts were
well, I went to OPM.
Commendable, but I commend. I think Dirty Laundry with
hands down, without a doubt. When it comes to the tax assessor, hands down, Dirty Laundry did the best job, and they followed that through. Now, I did file with OPM because when I talked to Joey and them, we absolutely, I filed my complaint. But again, I've had conversations with the mayor.
Oh, that's
who was able to file an ethics complaint and did not. I talked to many city councilors.
Yeah, I know.
Who turned around and did nothing.
I agree with you. But then again, You see, it's like that's the power system. And they have the power. So sometimes you have to go above their heads.
Yeah, well, like I said, I filed mine with OPM, but
Because you're going to lose if you play at their game.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
You have to kind of like play your own game.
Yeah.
So anyways, I will let you go. Thank you for talking to me.
Colleen, it is
and I hope
I
really hope the city manager is fired on Monday.
I will tell you right now, nothing will happen with the city manager on Monday. This is nothing. This is nothing but a cheerleading effort for them to kind of play some damage control for an election in 2 days and the next day. That's all this is about.
Let's hope I'm right and you're wrong.
I could pray.
Let's hope I'm right and you're wrong, and we'll leave it at that.
There you go,
okay?
Colleen. Colleen, nice talking to you. I'll talk to you. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Again, that is a perfect example of someone, again, me and Colleen absolutely have, like, we are polar opposites when it comes to politics as far as our philosophies. But at the end of the day, we can't come together on behalf of the city of Meriden and the people that live here. Because at the end of the day, that is the most important thing. So I know a couple of other people try calling in. I apologize. I can only take one at a time. So if you want to call in, by all means, feel free to do so again. But again, and hands down, when it comes to the tax assessor and all the things we were talking about there. Now, again, I am on the Board of Assessment Appeals, which is why I had a different perspective of how that was handled. And I went the route I went. Dirty laundry, hands down. Hands down, nothing but kudos for dirty laundry on handling the tax assessor. And not only that, they also are working on, and I know Dirty Laundry hasn't been around in a while. They haven't had a show. I got to have them on and talk about what they've been doing. But they're also going after, the rescue funds on how that's being handled. They're doing a tremendous job on that. I won't get too much involved in that because I'll let them deal with that. I'll let them put that. But again, nothing but respect for those over at Dirty Laundry. They do a tremendous job. And again, I think we complement each other well as watchdogs of what's going on in the city. So, and we'll continue to do that. But, all right. Anyone else that wants to call in, by all means, go ahead and call in. I'll put the number back up there because I know some of you called and got my voicemail, 203-805-2520, or you could obviously just straight talk jv@gmail.com. And, but listen, guys, at the end of the day, like I said, I hope Colleen is right. I hope that the city council turn around and says, you know what? No, that's it. We're firing them. I think if anything, that's the best thing for them to do. But the problem is, can you share the image of the? Oh, sure, yeah. I'll scan it and then I'll put it on my YouTube page. I'll put it on Facebook also of the police report. You're more than welcome to look at it. I'll be more than happy to share it. But listen, I think for the best of their benefits is to fire her. But the problem is if they fire him, now they're stuck with Chief Rosado. And honestly, they don't want to be stuck with Chief Rosado. Chief Rosado is only there to calm people like myself. That's the only reason why Chief Rosado is there, is to stop people like us from bringing the pitchforks. Oh, they shouldn't have renewed his contract. Absolutely, they shouldn't have. And again, that's not just Democrats. That's Republicans too. That's Republicans too. Again, and forget about the DUI. Take the DUI away. And you still have no reason to renew his contract. You have a fire department that's way over budget. You have a emergency dispatch center that has for years been dangerously understaffed because they can't hold people there because of personnel and director issues. There are a lot of reasons you could have gotten rid of him. But again, he did the Democrats' biddings. Therefore, he was protected. And again, don't think for a second that he didn't feel he was going to be protected again. But then yet he also forgot, because he was too drunk, that there was an election in 5 days. And this kind of publicity is not good. And this definitely isn't a good picture of Meriden, because that's what he represents. He represented it 6 months ago. He represents it now. This is who Meriden has leading them. It is a huge black eye for Meriden. He should have an interlock device on his car. And that, again, that's a great question. That's why these questions need to be answered. Was there an interlock device on that car? And if not, why wasn't there? It's required. By having a DUI within 4 months, you were to have a device in your car. And if that car did not have one, why? These are questions that are going to be floating around. Now, again, I don't think it has anything to do with whether or not he keeps his job. He should lose it. He should resign for the betterment of Meriden. But he doesn't care about Meriden. He cares about Glastonbury. He could care less. He can care less about Meriden. And he has proven that time and time again. He has no cares. It's a paycheck. I make a shit ton of money off of Meriden to do whatever I want. As long as I turn around and do what Democrats want me to do. As long as I'm a yes man. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will see what happens on Monday. Everybody should be at that city council meeting. I bet everyone should be there. Everyone should be there. I'll be there. Voicing your opinion to make sure he is not here anymore. He is a bad image for Meriden. And then everybody needs to get their asses to the polls. Get their asses to the polls on Tuesday and make a change. Every incumbent has to go across the board. I will not be voting for any incumbents at all. Republican, Democrat, doesn't matter. I will not vote for a single incumbent in this city. Maybe then we could get a change here. Vote for Kara. Listen, I wish Kara was a real candidate. I said I love 90% of what is on there. And like I said, I wish most candidates would sit there and speak that way. Let's call it for what it is. Let's call a spade a spade. Everyone be there on Monday. And everyone better get their asses out there on Tuesday. Share this. Make sure everyone you know watches this program tonight. Because this is what's going on in your city. And I love the fact that there are a lot of new people here tonight. You should be here all the time. Only then, when this city and the voters and the citizens go out and speak with one voice, change needs to be done, will real change ever get made? So we'll be here again on Sunday. Sunday is our final show before the election. I'm going to go over all my picks for council, for mayor, for board of ed, for city clerk. We're going to go through all of them. And I'm going to explain to you why I'm voting for each one. And it should be an interesting show. But until then, guys, here's our wake-up call. Here it is, smacking you in the face. Will you answer it? Will you answer that call? We'll find out on Tuesday, but we'll talk about it again on Sunday. Until then, I love each and every one of you guys. As always, God bless you, and obviously God bless this amazing country we live in. It gives us the right to sit here and talk about what we're talking about now without the fear of, the government coming into my studio and ripping me out of here, even though they would have to. So until next time, until Monday or Sunday, I will see you all then. God bless you. Love you. I'll see you then.
Change, change, change. Change, change.